Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to GG Over Easy podcast episode.
251,
69.
I believe. My closet go-to lately has been the Chubbies Everywhere pants. They're lightweight, durable, and ready for whatever the day throws at you. Seriously. Chubbies is home to the ultra cozy comfort clothes that'll keep you warm and looking better as the weather gets progressively worse and worse. From their flannels to their warm pullovers to their cozy quarter zips, Chubby has the fall-ready threads for the outdoor football games, pumpkin patch adventures, or weekend bonfire. Chubby sent me these pants and they are so comfortable. They fit nice and loose, but they're not too loose. They're not too tight. They're just right. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our listeners 20% off your order with our exclusive code using GG20 at chubbyshorts.com. Check out their website for their best deals of the year. Folks, for a limited time, our friends at Chubbies are giving our listeners 20% off with the promo code GG20 at checkout at chubbyshorts.com. That's 20% off your order with the promo code GG20. Support our show and tell them we sent you. This holiday season, gift yourself and your loved ones Chubbies. And I believe I haven't uploaded 250 because of a whole thing that we'll get into here in a second.
Episode right before Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, look at you.
Yeah, there's
festive
like a
back
little
there.
switch, and it was hard to find. It didn't work quite as.
I thought you
Just
were
be like,
messing with
episode.
Pro Gunk.
No. Although he is looking.
Why'd you hit him though?
Well, he's looking a little deflated.
But what are you doing to him? Hey, where you
He's
putting
better.
your
He's
hands?
fine.
Hey, whoa.
I'm fluffing him. Pause.
Hey, whoa.
Hey, whoa. Welcome back. Good to see everybody. Good to have Blue back. We're
Hi.
here to celebrate the ho-ho holidays.
That's right.
More like ho-oh holidays. Ho-all. So, what have you guys been up to?
Let's just come out and say it. So last podcast wasn't able to come out last week because I experienced something that I have never experienced before and felt incredibly stupid for falling for some phishing tactic, but I fell for it
Oh.
nonetheless.
Good way
I
to
got
go.
hacked last week. Lost
How about me
access.
some Dogecoin,
Yeah,
dude?
yeah. If you guys want your Doge live stream, you guys can come to my YouTube channel. Holy shit, dude. What a fucking terrible ass mistake I made last Monday. Basically, in the morning, I got a Twitter DM from an account posing as a Monster rep, okay? Monster energy drink. Now, they were talking about something they were doing with a bunch of other streamers, basically some sort of, I don't know. But basically saying we're doing this event for streamers and blah, 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 blah. We'll talk to you more about it tomorrow, but do you mind signing an NDA? Done this a million times. And normally, like, I check, like, I don't know. I just, like, it was early in the morning. It just slipped through the cracks, but stupid me, bro. They send me an NDA. I click on it. I download the NDA. After I download the NDA, not 30 seconds after I download it, I get a text from my Google account basically saying that my Google account password has changed. And they sign me out of my Google. And at this moment, I start freaking out. I can't get into my Google account. I can't get into my YouTube channel. So now I'm wondering, like, are my other accounts compromised? I'm looking at my Twitter account. I'm looking at my bank accounts. I'm looking at everything. In the moment of panic, I'm trying to log into my like bank. I can't get into my bank. So I just freak out and storm out and run to the bank. And as I'm like storming I'm not joking, you guys. I don't think I've ever I'm not about like driving fast on the road anymore, but
You were
shit.
moving.
oh my God. GTA, so, man, fucking moving. Oh, moving, like moving. I get to the bank in record time. I run in there, bro, like, and then, like, of course, there's a line. Yeah, of course, there's a line. So while I'm in line, I'm like, okay, let me see if I can get in my bank account again. So I like slowly, I get in. I have access. No money has been moved or anything. Thank God. And it's at this moment where I get there, I'm like, I need you to freeze everything. So they freeze all my accounts. I get on, I get back home, and like I'm just freaking out at this point. So I just throw up on my stream just so I can like kind of like, so if you go back into my VOD, you can like totally watch all of this. And then I go back, get back home, throw on stream because I'm just freaking out. I just don't know what to do. And as I am going live on Twitch and crying on stream, like, I'm so fucking stupid. Like, I was so mad at myself. And as I go live on stream, my YouTube channel goes live. Okay. And it's at this moment
shit.
I realize
You're
my
popping
YouTube.
off.
So if you guys unsubscribe to Doge live stream, and it
Those
was
are up.
AI Elon talking to 70,000 viewers on my YouTube channel, that was what that's you unsubscribe from me, but like I don't fucking blame you. So they start like live streaming Doge on my stream, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, like this is not happening right.
And then took away all your other videos. They like rebranded it.
Yeah, they rebranded
your ad.
everything. You'd have no idea that like this used to be like my channel. And like they did it in like, I'm not joking you, like 10 minutes. Like 10 to 20 minutes. So can't get into my email. And I'm just like tweeting about it. And thankfully, I will say this, okay? Team YouTube, I'm like, I see a lot of creators, like one creator specifically going through it right now with Team YouTube. I have to say this about Team YouTube. They were actually extremely helpful in my situation. They were actually, once I got in contact with them, they were extremely helpful. They asked for all my info. I filled out this form.
And then they hacked you again.
Yeah. So it was about 3 days later, I finally got access back to my email and all that kind of stuff. And I reset my computer. Like factory reset my computer and was like, oh, okay, that's probably the end of it, right? So I get back my streaming PC, reset it back all up and stuff. And as I notice, as I'm on my streaming PC, my webcam, my webcam program, like turned on by itself. And like my webcam program, like doesn't do that. And like, I was like, that's really fucking weird. And then like, as I'm like Googling, like how to tell someone has remote access to your computer, my fucking like as I press like enter to go into Reddit, it like the window, Google Chrome window, like swapped to like an X login. And I was like, I immediately just shut down my computer and was like, okay, like that is weird. Like maybe I'm being paranoid. I don't know. That's fucking weird. Yeah. So like I immediately just disconnected that computer, basically talked to like an ex cyber criminal through that I found through, you know, the chain. She was basically telling me that like she thinks that like my M2 drive, which is like your drives of your computer, I guess, had like a timing hack. So basically like you can factory reset your computer, but like it doesn't reset your drive essentially. So they can put the drive on there and put it on like a timer and then time it to just turn back on and reinstall the malware and give them remote access again. So I am currently
what are they doing?
Yeah, I'm currently on my old gaming PC that Christian replaced that used to blue screen. Thankfully, haven't had any blue screen issues since having it be my streaming PC. I even like totally forgot about that's why I totally replaced this computer.
Like, and where did it bring you? Right back to me.
Exactly. So I fell for a stupid phishing hack and I got my YouTube channel hacked, but thankfully have my email back, have my YouTube back. I haven't took the time yet to go through my YouTube channel and like upload everything again because I'm not very active on YouTube. So it's like, what's the fucking point? Like I'll do it eventually. But yeah, it was definitely probably one of the scariest like moments of my life. Like just feeling like fucking Belarus. I hate Belarus now. If you're from Belarus, like I don't, sorry, fuck Belarus. Like all my homies hate Belarus.
For the record, he figured out that's where he was getting hacked.
Yeah, that's where I got hacked from because I went through my I went through my security thing. So fuck Belarus.
So when you downloaded that, did it like make you run a program?
No, it almost was like NDA. Like basically like you download a PDF NDA. So it looked like a PDF. So I just clicked on it. And as I clicked on it, like it wouldn't open. And I was like, that's fucking weird. And then all of a sudden I started doing like looking into things. I was like, huh, this is kind of weird. And then like as I was doing that, like your Google account password has been changed. And it was like, I fucking knew it. So
they give you that phishing link. That phishing link Did it make you
So
log into that Google?
So like it was like an NDA. So like they basically
Yeah.
like linked me to like this UK type looking like almost like DocuSign, but it wasn't DocuSign. It was like a Bruv one. And it
Yeah.
looked like legit. So I was like, okay, this looks like fine. And then it has like a code you put in to obtain the NDA to get like the rights to the NDA to look like it. So like you put this code in and then it gives you a link to the NDA. I clicked the link to download the NDA. That was the malware. Yeah, so it fucking sucked.
Well, we're probably in the clear. YouTube only shows top 50 countries that have watched my channel in the past month. Belarus isn't on the list.
Good.
So
Wow, that's
Because
crazy.
it's a piece of
There's
shit
somewhere.
country and they can't afford to watch fucking YouTube, man. Fuck them. I hate Belarus. I hate
That's
fucking
crazy.
Belarus.
That's
to the
crazy.
couple
That
that
was,
do, I enjoy you guys. As long as
that's
you're not hacking.
crazy. It was that easy for you to get hacked
Oh, dude.
for from like a
Uh-oh. Blue
Blue?
went out.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
been
no,
hacked.
they got him.
Blue, don't click the link, Blue. Oh
But,
my god. Shut it down.
But what
Shut
he's
it
saying,
down.
it happened so fast. Like there was nothing you could do to like stop it. Like it just kind of happened, and it was easily like the most like. I'm not gonna lie. Like it wasn't until like 2 days ago where I finally felt like kind of past it. Man, I've been. Anytime I get like a text where it's like Advanced GG wants to let you know that this is 20% off. I literally like have PTSD, and I always think it's my Google texting me like, "Hey, you're fucked again." So like I went. Oh.
dude, my internet's crapping out again.
You're
isn't it?
good.
Oh,
You're
I'm
back.
back. Oh,
There you
sorry,
are.
my internet pooped again.
You had the chance to do the funniest thing ever.
What
Come
Yeah.
back
did I
all
do?
hacked and like.
Yeah, and talking Belarusian
You were
or
literally
whatever
talking.
country they
I
have.
can't believe it's that. I'm like, oh my god, they got to him. Oh
They
Jesus.
got me, guys. Sorry, my internet. My internet's been really weird because it's been freezing here. And
Have you
usually my
clicked a
internet's
link
fine, but-
recently?
Oh
Yeah.
God.
But it's crazy that like I'm not joking. If you go on like I've been tagged like 8 different times from like 8 different YouTubers that have like been hacked. Like they've been posing as like I've seen like Steel Series, I've seen like Logitech,
Shit.
like I've seen
Yeah.
and basically what they do is they pretend like they're doing like some sort of like streamer sponsorship or content creator sponsorship. Get you to sign in it, which is like a very like common thing. Like but
I mean-
now not through Twitter though. Now it has to be
They didn't
email
even-
exclusive. Like it's
So they didn't even need you to log in, like to fake log in, enter your info. Right?
no, like
they
that's
just-
why like I have like people might be like, oh, Rob doesn't have like 2-factor authenticator. I have Authy, I have 2FA, I got like 4FA. Like if you want to sign into my Google, you got to sign in. You got to know the password. Then you got to have the 2-factor authentication on Authy, and then you got to have the Google authenticator. So like there are steps to this. And I think because like they have remote access to your PC and say you're already logged in on your email, like they just have it through your browser, I think. What happened. And like it sucks, dude, because I always tell my parents like don't fall for hacking, don't fall for phishing links, and then I went and did it.
Well, at least it was not quite as obvious as like this Saudi prince needs your help to save their,
Yeah.
I'm just
they've
thinking
kidnapped
that's-
your nephew but I will
Yeah.
say
you have 24 hours.
I got a little hack for you. I could have told you how to avoid it altogether.
Oh yeah, how's that?
Never check your messages.
Oh.
Can't hack me if I just never look.
That makes
That's
sense.
true.
That makes sense. I might
It's
take the
just
Mr.
the
Fruit
sad
approach
truth.
at this now
Yeah.
and be exclusive Voodoo Ranger forever because I actually get to meet them IRL.
Yeah, you'll be like, we'll have this discussion in person.
Well, it's funny because like this company right now that was talking to before I got hacked, basically was like, hey, like we want to send you like a piece of exercise equipment and some money to like demo it and then like maybe like do something else with it. And I was like, that sounds sick.
Okay.
Like a treadmill, like fuck yeah.
Mr. Fruit.
Some
And
segues.
and they sent me an NDA and I had not fucking moved on like I
He's
had
sitting
just
there. Like,
is it worth it to get a treadmill and potentially get it? Not really. I just don't care anymore. So thankfully everything is back to normal right now. I don't feel like my computers have malware or my network has malware or anything like that. And I appreciate everybody like reaching out and telling me nice things, except for Blue and Dork. Everyone else was really cool about it.
Wait, what did I do?
What was you guys?
Oh no, I did. Yeah, I know I did meme about it. That's on me.
Let me see.
Hey, Mr. Fruit memed about it too.
He
Okay,
did.
he's the one who
But that was
started
To
it.
before.
be fair, that was already after I helped. Okay, and it was fixed. So
Yeah.
then I memed about it.
Let
Although
me
it
see.
was pretty funny. For context too, if you like, so I was interested when like Rob's thing was being taken over. The weird thing is, the guy just bought it, I guess, apparently, because like Rob's stream went live and there's like 30K viewers just sitting in the
Yeah.
stream,
Damn.
and then it was like Elon will be presenting live with Doge news in 30 minutes, and then after 30 minutes, it was just an AI video of Elon at a perform. Well, I'm assuming the footage
It had to be like a
was from an
Cybertruck,
actual-
like a Tesla
an
event or
actual
something.
presentation, but then it was all AI dubbed, and it was Elon like, "Hey there, this is Elon. I'm happy to bring you news about Dogecoin. I'm giving Doge to all. It should be in the power of all. All you need to do."
It's like
And so it's like, does this work? And then
that's why I was like, this is what you had. Like, there's no way you did that and someone actually fell for that, right? There's just no way.
Well, the thing is, I guess they're like, a couple million have already been sent to viewers, and so I'm assuming it's similar to the NDA. They weren't getting people's Dogecoin, but there was a link of like, go here to get your free Dogecoin. So I'm assuming it was all just a
I wonder if it like
debate to
scams your
get you to go
crypto
to the
wallet.
link.
Like they hope they get crypto bros from it or something like that. I don't.
Yeah, or same thing where somehow it plants. I don't know.
I just was like, wow, they went from like a really like thought out kind of phishing thing to lure like YouTubers into like giving them their YouTube channel and their stuff like that. And then they go and do something just stupid like that I feel like just does not work. Like
Bunch of idiots. I got a lot of free Dogecoin though, so thanks.
you're
Yeah,
welcome.
thanks
Dude.
for
I got
that.
you.
The
I
link
got you,
ended
guys.
up working, so that was pretty
Yeah.
positive.
So link in the description, guys. Head over to
My
Ribby
man.
V and resubscribe, I guess, if you want. I don't really know. We'll see if we end up like. But it's all good. It was probably the worst week of being a content creator ever. I literally was like, I'm just gonna go to Costco and see if like Costco does like 1 a.m. to 8 a.m. like shelving like gifs, and I'm just gonna
Yes.
I'm just
Like,
gonna
wow,
work
this
at
is it,
Costco
huh?
now from like 1 to 8. Like that's fine. Like,
Hey, Costco's a good job.
that's what I was like, that's a good life. Like that's a good life. Like I was like, I'll just leave this all behind. Fuck it. I was like, this is not worth it to me anymore. Fuck this. So
I
thankfully,
just realized
oh, go ahead.
it was just a complete derailment, but I realized the 45th country to be watching my thing is Hong Kong. How's China feel about that? Do they know YouTube put Hong Kong?
Hey,
Uh-oh.
we love Hong Kong. Stay strong, Hong Kong.
Hey, Colombia coming in at 48th.
That's right, baby.
go.
Vamos, hermanos.
Can you guess the 50th?
If I had to guess 50th and Colombia is 48, I say Chile.
Chile's actually like 42nd. Coming in at number 50 is Pakistan.
Oh,
Hmm.
wow.
Who knew?
Shout out to Pakistan.
Top 5 is completely unsurprising.
Oh, I get United
US.
States,
Okay, yeah.
UK,
Yeah.
Canada,
Yeah.
Brazil.
No.
Okay.
Brazil is 7th.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint. They also speak English.
Ireland or Scotland?
Ireland's down like 20 something. I don't even
Come on,
see
Charlie.
Scotland.
The boys. You guys gotta be watching Mr. Fruit.
Charlie? Actually, I don't even think Scotland's in the top 50.
Damn, Gary. Gary,
Hey,
throw up
what's
Mr.
that
Fruit every
about,
now and
man?
then.
Come on, man. Anyway, it's Australia.
Oh,
Nah, nah, nah.
I kind of
And then
forget
actually Germany.
about
Hello.
Servus.
No spreche de Deutsch.
But
Johnson.
yeah, it's all behind us now. The hack is done, and I feel finally kind of done. And it was nice. This will segue into the next segment. The time it couldn't have been better because as I dropped off my computer, Mr. Fruit and I went to Seattle for Dado's pack opening stream.
Whoa. Or at least we thought we did. What if that was all an
What if that
elaborate
was a
ruse?
simulation? What if we
Whoa.
Yeah.
downloaded something?
What if
What
we
if we
hopped onto
downloaded
the
something?
plane and then
Yeah.
all I'm saying,
I
the
still can't
gas
get
started
over
filling the chamber and
I still can't I'm still terrified now. I still can't get over that, like, they didn't have you sign into anything.
Yeah.
The phishing link didn't even have you log in anything.
No.
All you did is put in, like, a code they gave you, and then you downloaded something that was disguised as, like, a runtime, and then it just ran your shit, like, that's
Yep.
crazy.
And then like I had to replace my computer because I just didn't want to go through the hoops of getting a new MK drive and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I have a computer that like has been unplugged for like the last 7 months. And which is
I'm
nice too,
sure they haven't gotten to that.
because I almost like gave this PC away to a friend that was like trying to get into PC gaming, but then like he couldn't come and pick it up. So then I was like, all right, well, I'll just still have it. So thank God I still have it. But yeah, it's scary out there, folks. And like I've seen like YouTube.
Your antivirus didn't even pick it up. They was just like, "Oh, well."
Well, and then like the craziest thing
Bro,
is you
sleeping
factory
on the
reset
job.
you factory reset everything and they hide this malware either in like the motherboard of your BIOS or like into your like it's crazy out there. It sucks that like I mean there are people that deal with this type of shit like every day. And that was like what was really nice. Like people were telling me like you're not stupid like cuz I was really hard
Yeah,
on
I mean, I
myself.
saw you posted like the thing, whatever, and then I looked at the profile and everything. I mean,
I would have fallen for
Oh,
that.
and like that was like
it
another
looked
thing that was
legit.
really weird that like got me to
Unfortunately, I
like
mean, too bad we can't tell if somebody's a real person.
yeah.
If only there was some way to validate and verify people on Twitter. Darn, but guess not.
That was like another thing that happened that like freaked me out is if you try and go back and look at when I was first getting hacked, all those tweets were deleted and I didn't delete those tweets. So they somehow still had like remote access to my desktop when I was logged in on Twitter at some point and went back and deleted those tweets because I did not delete
One
them.
the weird part too was looking at the profile, you can't report. I don't know how, but literally on Twitter, on their profile, you go to report and it just goes to like a broken URL. And I could go to anybody else and click report and it would work.
Crazy.
I don't,
It
I don't know
it
how they're doing it, but
it sucks, man. Fucking and then like I'm just so over X. Like I'm not even signed on X on my computers anymore. Like it's all just like on my phone, which is like a good thing because like I would just sit on X and doom scroll for hours. And I'm on Blue Sky now, which is really funny because like the last podcast episode, I'd say I never be on fucking Blue Sky ever, and that X is like my home. Fuck X. All my
Yeah.
homies love Blue Sky. So I'm like my Blue Sky now is like if you are a fan and you follow me on Blue Sky, chances are I'm following for follow. Okay, I want like my Blue Sky to be
follow
like.
for follow, sub for sub.
That's right. Go to Blue Sky and follow me, and then be like, "Hey, Rob,
Feed for
follow me."
feed.
Yeah. So like, I'm just trying to
don't
get
even know
like
if
my
I
feed
need to
going.
follow.
I'm just trying to have like Blue Sky be like the place where like I respond to people and go back and forth, have conversations with, instead of just
Yeah,
like
send me some NDAs.
this fucking video game character's ugly as shit. What the fuck? Fuck this fucking world. And then everyone's like, oh yeah, and it's just like I just cannot do fucking X anymore. I'm not even calling it Twitter anymore because that fucking website is so piss. X sucks. So, all in all, it's all done. And then we went to Seattle, and that was fucking awesome. And I really appreciate you guys, hanging out with me in Seattle. It was like the little break that I needed.
glad
And
you came.
it was so nice. It was like, I felt like some normalcy, and then when I went back home, immediately didn't feel normal at all, and had to get like back to figuring out all that stuff. But Seattle was such a good time, man. It was exactly what I needed.
It was a good time. It was a little chilly,
That's always.
but for me, that was your second year?
Yes, this was
Right.
my second year.
I'll say this was. I don't think my fourth. I think it was his fourth year, but I joined him the second, so I think it was my third year going. And for those unaware, every year for the last 4 years, during December, Dado does Omega card opening stream where he rip dips, and skips all the card stuff he's been collecting since the last stream, so for a year. Um, and has finally starting to downsize to the point where, we're near the end after like 12 hours. Um, I remember the first year we did it. Well, I did it with him before you. I mean, oh my god.
Well, that's why you guys recruited me and Sydney, because it was like still
Yeah,
too much. Like,
it was like over 12 hours or something. I don't even think we were through half the stuff. My hands were straight up
keep
cramped. Like I
opening those
couldn't
packs,
open.
Mr.Fruit.
Yeah, like he was working me to the bone. I literally could not physically rip open another pack.
You're like he's like a
Um,
James Bond villain in your Bond, and he's like, "You must open this pack, Mr. Bond." I can't.
and it's like otherwise we'll detonate the
We'll make you
bomb
open
and all the
another pack.
citizens. Yeah. So yeah, we went there, and last year there was a clip of it, and it's gonna be hard to beat. I found, and by I mean that's the thing too is people forget all the
These are,
packs were
yeah,
there. It's just simply when
these are not
he's like, all
our
right,
packs.
yeah, literally not a single one. So everything we opened, Rob and I did not walk away with anything.
Yeah, it's well,
Um,
like we walked away with like the things that Dado goes like, this stuff isn't even
Oh,
worth me
yeah.
dealing with, and then it's like, okay,
Yeah,
like
he's like,
sure,
you
like
can take some.
yeah. So like, but like the big thing, it's not like he divvies up the packs and it's like, okay, I got this pack, whatever's in here is mine. It's mostly like we're co-signing, or Dado's kind of
I think we need to unionize.
yeah,
It's like, what is
maybe
this
we do.
about, man?
Well, because explain the card that you opened and why it is pretty cool.
Yeah, so last year we opened some Dragon Ball cards. And the best part about it, and hopefully I know for some viewers too, they're like, it helps get their addiction out. So like it's great. I get to have that feeling and watch it and get the hit of cards, but I don't have to spend all that money. And it's similar. So the fun part is we're helping Dado, but then there's always like the hit card or like the
Yeah.
top two cards that we're essentially looking for whenever we're ripping open one. Because they'll be like, I mean, like the Dragon Ball set, for instance, it'll be like literally anything we find in here is like $2 or less. But, and in this case, there's like Super Saiyan 3 Ghost Foil Goku. And the whole card looks like it's almost like completely white.
It's sick.
Or like silver, yeah. And then if you turn it in the light, you see like the translucent rainbow outline of Super Saiyan 3 Goku. That's the card we're looking for. And so whenever we open a pack, he's like, all right, this is, like magic, this set. We're looking for this card. It's worth this much. Good luck. And so it's fun because you're like, ooh.
Yeah,
And then
ooh.
you're opening cards, especially Pokemon's probably the least fun for me, ironically, just because I know. So like I'm opening, I'm like, oh yeah, that's dog. Yep, nope. Yep, nope. Whereas the other ones, I'm like, this looks cool. Is this worth nothing? And then there's a slight moment before-
$6.75.
Yeah, the disappointment. $2. Oh, okay. I'm
It's like the
wow, this has
coolest
gotta
Luffy
be
card
worth
you've ever
something.
seen, and it's like this has got to be like $60, and like chat's like, oh my, that's a hit, $12.50, and it's like okay,
Or yeah, they're like, that's a hit, that's a hit. Oh, yeah, it's $4, dude. Like, what do you mean it's a hit? But last year, opened up that Dragon Ball pack, and I ended up ripping that Goku card. In fact, I couldn't believe it at first. I think in the clip too, I'm like, I don't know if this is it. Like, I
Yeah.
can't really tell. And then Dad was like, what? No, I think that is it. And then obviously I popped off. And then this year, Dado got a whole bunch of, he sent a lot of the cards he opened last year to PSA, as well as some of his other cards. But
it's like another segment he has is he sends cards from the last year's pack and gets them graded by PSA, and then he'll go through all the PSAs he got back and all the grades that they got.
And in this case, it came back a PSA 10.
Whoa.
And spoilers, at PSA 10, that Goku card is over $4,000.
That's
Which
so
is
crazy.
pretty insane. And so, yeah, for the rest of the time, I probably rip cards with Data. I don't think I'll rip a better one. That's kind of like the peak. And this year, We had some hits, but nothing
Nothing
close to
even
Goku.
remotely close. And then not even remotely close to like what Sydney opened last year, I guess, with like
Yeah.
the
This like Kickstarter card game that was like ended up being over like $2,000 or something too. Last year was good, I guess. Um, whereas this year, the best hit, Dado opened it finally, which felt good too because most of the time, so like we open a pack or a box and we just divvy up the cards. So anybody could have opened that Goku. I just happened to get the pack.
Mhm.
But most of the time, Dado's not the one actually getting the hits. We're like, oh, here you go, Dado.
And it's
But this
definitely
year,
and it definitely ain't Danielle either, that's for sure.
yeah. Oh, brother. Um, so he finally got to open it. It was in a One Piece set, and it was like the manga alternate art of this.
Chopper.
Yeah, Chopper. It looks like a dog or something. Which ended up being like $700. Uh, so it's a nice hit. But let me tell you, the amount of product he had. Pretty sure that boy did not come out in the positive. And to be fair, like he says, it's not the goal.
Yeah.
He knows that, you know, like he's not doing this being like, oh, I'm gonna make my money back. More for love of the game, you know.
Well, probably last year
And
probably paid for this year, you know. Like,
true. Well, and then he, in fact, if you guys are that curious, if you go to Dado's variety chain on YouTube, Hella Dado, I think he posted the PSA segment.
oh, he did.
So you can see all the cards, but he sent in a whole bunch of Pokemon cards as well. Tried to regrade some other cards from last year and whatnot. I won't spoil them all, but needless to say, PSA was good to him. And
Way better than last year. I don't think he got like anything really right
no.
home about last year.
And the amount of money he had in that one stack of PSAs is crazy. But again, also I guess like you think about how much he's probably spent over the years, and he's still probably not in the
Yeah.
positive, which is crazy. But the good news is, like those cards he got, it's essentially just like, well, they're never gonna get devalued. Like,
Yeah.
the longer you hold on, realistically, they're just gonna increase in
Especially if they're
value.
graded. Like,
Yeah, like that PSA 10, and apparently, like the Goku one is really hard too because of the card and the foil. And so I'm thinking back to like, well, thank God. Like, I'm surprised when I opened it, even just like a fingernail or something didn't manage to, because it is super shiny, like the whole thing. So I can
yeah.
imagine how
It could
easy
be
it is.
super
But
easy to just to get like a scratch across it. Like,
whee!
yeah.
So we did that, and then
And
hung
some
out
escape
for another
rooms.
2 days or so. Yeah, did some escape rooms.
I gotta ask, did you feel at all motion sickness with the submarine one? Like, cause
Oh yeah,
we did like a motion one, and it's basically like you're in a submarine going down in the water that
yeah.
crashes.
It's
So
like
like the room kind of like
it was cool, but yeah, when we heard about it, so the first escape room we didn't do it last year because couldn't get reservations ahead of time, I guess.
yeah.
Um, and just for the record, I'm not sure if I talked about it much, but like Dado, Danielle, and I, and Claire, almost every single time we met up, we've always done like an escape room. At this point, we've probably done like near 10 together. So every year we try to go. We did one last year when Rob and Sydney came in. This year, going to do it again. And we didn't do the one we did this year because I guess it was like top rated in Seattle, and
Yeah, they were
they
too
couldn't
good
like
for
they
us.
didn't book ahead of time enough. Yeah. So they're like, okay, well next year it's supposed to be like the best, some of the hardest. So we'll try that next year. So that's the first one we did. And I mean, I kind of want to say we crushed it. I mean, we still had like 20 minutes left. Um, there was only the only bummer with this escape room was they gave us involuntary hints.
Yeah.
Um, but we didn't know they were hints because we had like a little phone and it would just ding and we'd be like, what? Um,
We thought it might be like lore or something like that when it was like,
yeah.
look at the
But then it's
queen
just
and it's
like,
looking away from the king of hearts. Like, it's like, all right, well,
yeah, like what's strange about this thing? It's like, oh, okay, thanks. Um, but the puzzling was the coolest, and there was a lot of um, I would say lateral thinking needed to be done for that one, and it was really cool. But it was for the most part, not entirely, but for the most part, like your typical find solution, put it into a lock. Get the key, open the lock,
find
you're
some
done.
sort of like number combination or
Which is fine, but it's just Like I mentioned, Dado and I have done so many that it's just same song and dance like Dado and I always like what's it like the cutting edge of escape rooms because we ended up doing one when they came out here Denver last year. That was pretty. The puzzles weren't that hard, but it was actually the solutions to them. We were surprised because like oh I didn't like one of them. You had to touch a statue, hold on to somebody else's arm, and then they had to touch like the mirror, and there'd be an electric current that went through and activate the mirror or something. We're like, okay, did not see that coming. Or there was lights at the top, like certain blue lights, and then there were spots on the ground, and then you had to take a mirror and reflect the light onto the right positions in the right order to like light up these things. And so there was like, wow, like that's like you had to figure out the thing and then do it, but it's not just like, oh wait, I got the key, put it in the lock. We're like, what is cutting edge escape room look like? So after we did the first one, we're like, well, let's check. We found one that seemed to fit the bill in Seattle. So then we booked it for our last day and we went and that was like the submarine thing. Um, and yeah, so you start in like a little quote unquote submarine. But when they're talking about it, they're like, okay, so they say this and it's more interactive. And there's like technology involved. And then somebody mentioned like it moves. And I'm like, cut. Like, what do you mean by that? And then I was immediately like, do you guys have Dramamine? Because like, if not, I might be struggling. And we get there. I'm like, we didn't bring Dramamine. Oh boy. So we hop into the submarine and it shakes like the first time once we start. And I'm like,
If
if
this
this
is like,
keeps up, y'all gonna have to do this yourself. Like, good luck, boys. Um, and thankfully it was intermittent.
yeah.
Like when it first started, I'm like, oh my god.
I thought it was gonna be the whole
If
time. Like we're just
this
gonna
is
be, all right,
yeah,
guys.
I
Like
was
let's.
straight up there's like a button I was gonna hit that and be like, good luck, guys. Have fun. Um, but so
Okay, so
thankfully it didn't
real
last the
quick.
whole time, and then we got out of it.
For me, it was like claustrophobia. Like I like it didn't once like bring up like if you're claustrophobic, like the beginning of this room might be a little weird because you're not in a room like you're in like a little box submarine essentially. That's like
Yeah,
on
it was
top of
tiny.
like a moving like kind of thing. So you're not in like a big room or anything. You're in a pretty like tight, not tight box, but like I would say like 10 feet across or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty small.
Like 10 by maybe like 10 by 7 would be like my guess.
I'm not gonna pretend I have no idea. That sounds right, sure. I like it. Um, and that one was more interactive. The solutions, there was only like 2 locks, and it was in the submarine, and it thematically fit, like, there would probably be a lock on this submarine. So it made sense. But then all the others weren't lock and key, which I thought was fun. And so the interactivity or, like, the technology or whatever wasn't, like, mind-blowing, but every lock or every solution not just being lock and key,
Yeah.
I thought was fun. But the escape room itself was very well, we're just not sure, like, I wanna just watch the average person do an escape room
I would love to watch that as well.
because I just wanna know, like, are we good or are we just, like, underestimating the average? And I think we just underestimate the average person because, like, I
I
don't
think
know
we
if Dado and Danielle
overestimate
told you.
the average
Yeah,
person.
yeah, I guess
Like
so,
I think
yeah.
we overestimate how good the average person is.
I don't know if Dad and Danielle told you the escape room we went last year. When Dada's parents came, they had their parents do that escape room, and they said it was very eye opening. Whereas like, oh, so it's not watching like some normal person try to figure it out was very different. Which is I think why like in that first room we did, they were just giving us hints because they're like, oh, we don't want people to get too frustrated, and we just assume on like let's help them get through it. And so the second escape room, we told them at the beginning no hints unless like
Yeah.
unless we ask, don't provide any information. And we didn't end up needing any hints just because that was the problem is it was cool, but it was very straightforward. Almost no lateral thinking was involved, or honestly, it was kind of lame and just like it's not figure out the puzzle. It's just like towards the end with like the symbols on the wall. It's literally just like count, and that's the puzzle. It's not like, oh, this is tricky. It's just like, oh, it's dark and I can't see. Um, or like the instructions to start the submarine. It's literally just like, can you follow instructions?
Yeah.
Um, so it wasn't quite as engaging in that regard. And it also didn't do as well. A lot of the escape rooms are usually like 2 to 6 people. And I think this one was the same, but it felt like it was like designed for like 2 people, really.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely did.
somebody or a couple people were always sort of just like,
Meandering. Like,
yeah, like, you guys got it. Whereas the first one we did, there was so much going on. It was like
yeah.
divide and conquer. Or Rob and I figured out we were on book duty, funnily
That was
enough.
probably like my favorite puzzle, like from any escape room that we've ever done. I thought that was pretty cool.
But that's when I started. I was like, oh, this is different than I thought it would be. I like that.
Well, yeah. Well,
Um,
so basically, like, there's letters on like on the page side of the books, and there's a letter there, and then there's like a hint that says like, basically like put the titles in alphabetical order, basically.
oh, judge a book not by the cover, but by its title.
Yeah.
That
And
was like
then
the thing.
so we do that, and we put it like the letters backwards, and then we were like, and then we're like, huh, like okay,
Yeah,
like
and I'm like,
interesting.
Poetic even.
And then we kind of leave
"Ah,
it, and then like
yeah."
Christian comes back later and is like, oh, like if you look at it backwards, like me, if you look at it mirrored, it says dragon's breath backwards. And then we just kind of like,
It's like, okay, well,
like,
now we have that information. Cool.
yeah. And
We
then
didn't know what
we
do
turn to
with
Dado and Claire, and Claire's like, or Dado's like, all right,
it. That was
poster over
Yeah,
there
Claire's
says
on a
2.5.
chalkboard.
So 2.5 times 12, that's 24.5. Danielle, write that down. And then Christian and I are like, we put books,
Yeah.
dragon breath.
Yeah, we're like, we figured it out, guys. And then I spent about a good 10 minutes like, so wait, what happened? Like, Rob and I maybe did that for like 6, 7 minutes. And I
Yeah.
felt like I missed out. And it's like, wait, so like, what? Huh? So we finally got oriented again. But like, it was cool because I liked that solution. It
Super
turned
sick.
out that if you apply it to the puzzle, so you assemble it all, and once you figure it out, you read it backwards. It reads dragon's breath, and then in the room we found a tiny mirror.
Dragging these nuts
with
across your mouth. Wow.
Well, that actually was the solution. Wow, were you
Wow.
there? You've
Sorry.
done that escape room.
I
Oh, okay.
apologize.
We had to drag our
I
balls
just,
across Dado's forehead, and then
hey,
the door
hey,
opened.
you know, like they really overestimate the average, person.
Yeah, they're like, no one will think
So-
of this. But yeah, we found a little mirror, and like the ornate design of it actually had 2 little dragons' head. And so we're like, wait, like a dragon's breath. And so we're like, Rob, breathe on it. I was like, huh?
Oh.
And Rob breathed on it, and sure enough, the heat from his breath showed numbers quickly in the mirror. And so it's like, because it was telling us backwards, mirrored, use your breath. And then it had the little code, and you put that in lock. But so like that was fun. And yeah, I just liked all the solutions for that one.
Yeah,
But
I
anyway,
think I preferred that
yeah.
escape room for sure over any one we've done so far.
And we did that, and then Rob got some chowder.
Had to, dude. And like the crazy part is we got chowder and ate all that food and then did the moving escape room. Like,
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, I was doing my best. I know once we finished the thing and we got out and they're like, congratulations. I just sat in the room and I'm like, and you guys were like, yay, we did it. And I think Danielle asked, like, oh, it didn't seem to activate your motion sickness as much. I'm like, no, it does.
I'm fine.
It's fun.
It's called
Yeah,
holding
was
it down,
brutal.
bro. You held it down, like,
I did.
respect.
I was like, hey. Well, that's why when the submarine, I was like, okay, this is just enough where this is gonna mess me up, but like I can power through.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, I'm not gonna ruin everybody's time. I can do this. Had it been a little worse, I would have had to been like, just go on. Don't feel
Yeah.
bad, but please, I cannot do this.
See, so for
Thankfully.
me, mine was like as soon as like we went in there, I was like, oh my god, this is like the smallest like my claustrophophia because it said nothing about claustrophobia, and like I have real big like I don't want to feel like a room is different. Like I feel like okay, I have my own little space. Like somehow if we get stuck in here, like I have my own space. Like I have my own air to breathe. There, I didn't feel like I had like my own air to breathe, or like if we get stuck in here forever, like I don't have my own space. But thankfully, there was just a little bit of light you could see like in between the door, and that was like what I was holding on to. But other than that, if like there was like, oh, I'd have been like, we got to get out of here so fast.
Let me out. Anyway, yeah, that was Seattle.
Yeah,
Um,
super fun.
fun time. Always good seeing them. And what else have we been up to? Anything you've been up to fun, Blue?
Nope, I've been working because the holidays are scary. Otherwise, holy crap, I have been playing so much PoE2.
Oh,
Oh
yeah, you're
wow!
enjoying it? Are you, let me guess. Which?
Sorcerer.
Okay,
I
close. That
mean,
was my second guess.
that's a
And guys, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna piss off the PoE2 community.
hate it.
Guys, I gave it a shot. It is not the game for me. I had a lot
Okay.
of fun with the bosses, and it was really cool. But like as I'm going through this, I was like, yeah, this is a pretty cool game. I can see why people like it. But then I'm over here playing it, and I'm like, wow, I could be doing something way better with my life. I could be enjoying a game instead of doing chores on a game. And PoE2 just felt like one big long chore. And I quickly realized, wow, I do not like doing chores. But for people who like doing chores, maybe PoE2 is the game for you. And to all the PoE gamers who were like, actually, PoE2 is actually one of the most remarkably critically acclaimed games of all time, and actually, it's nothing
I'm
to do with
actually
chores.
the RPG.
It changes your life completely. And if your brain capacity isn't big enough to be able to enjoy a game like this, and like maybe you just don't
You could
like have
just
the
say
IQ
skill
to be
issue.
able to,
Yeah.
yeah, you could. I really like the boss design. That's probably the best part of the game. But for the most part, it's okay. I think I can definitely see why people love this, but man, PoE2, gave it a shot. Not my thing.
Hey,
But,
but
but
it's more than a lot of people can say. Like, you tried it. It's different. Like, I wouldn't, but you played it, and you can definitively say, "Hey, I tried it," and now I can say it's trash. No,
I could definitively say, y'all, this game sucks. Major donkey cock. I do
Gee.
not understand how. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
It's clearly a
I bet
good
you
game with
hate
like
it.
a lot of. It's clearly a good game with like a lot of love and care put into it. And maybe people are like, no, dude, you have to play 80 hours to get to the end game. And I'm like, hey, I get that. I recommend 14 to people all the time. I understand.
And you just say, just get through the first 90 hours, and then you'll be good. Like,
But I do not think I can do that because like it's not like it doesn't grab me
at least you
enough.
know.
And it also doesn't help that like Helldivers came out with that thing
true.
at Game Awards, and I was like, oh my god, Dork, log into
Oh,
Helldivers. And then after that, the Killzone collab
Get
dropped,
on.
and me and Dork were like, oh yo, we fucking love Killzone.
Yeah, I was
And,
gonna
and
say you
then
love Killzone.
and then that happened. So then I got pulled away from PoE2. And then there was a 14 patch, and then anyways, PoE2, it was really nice to see you. It sucks because the BF loves PoE2 and has been fucking addicted to it. And he's like, you're gonna love PoE2. And I'm just over here like, babe, I am so glad you love PoE2. You can
I
go
love
love
that
it.
for you.
You can go love it from a distance. I am so sorry. I don't have the heart to tell him I don't really care for it yet.
well,
So
hopefully they don't listen.
I
Yeah, they're
hope
like, wait, what do you mean by that?
he does occasionally listen to the podcast. So hopefully he
Oh,
doesn't
Not
listen to
this one.
this one.
Yeah, tell them we talk about all kinds of stupid.
Hopefully he doesn't listen to this one and doesn't get his heart broken that I do not care for PoE2.
Uh,
dun,
now
dun,
you
dun.
did bring up something, Blue, that I kind of did forget to talk about.
Well,
How about? Oh, go ahead.
one pot. I think I know where you're gonna segue. I just want to quickly add.
Yeah,
I did play PoE2.
I
Only a
did
little
see you
bit.
had a YouTube video.
Yeah, I got sponsored. We've been praying for times like this. Sponsors are few and far between these days.
Go there and
Thanks,
click on that.
GGG.
Yeah.
Let's freaking go. Um, and I don't have much ARPG experience. I mean, literally, it's probably just like Diablo 4. And the caveat is I have like 2.5, 3 hours in, but I enjoy my time. Now, granted, early in the game, and funnily enough, I guess I chose the most dog water class. Everybody's like, "Ooh, warrior, brave of you." Apparently, warrior's just absolute dog right now.
Ooh,
Shame on you for not checking the tier list before you made your character.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh.
Well, actually,
You didn't look at the build guide? You didn't look at the 84-page build guide before you
yeah.
checked into the warrior? Imagine starting with a dog shit class.
Well, that's what I was thinking about. I was like, well, I was like, I'm just gonna play who I want to play. Like a lot of those games, that's what I'll do. I'll go in. I'll be, well, I've heard, and I got to start, and I got to be. It's like, first off, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to the end game. Why don't I just see who looks the most fun, and then just see if I care that much. I played warrior. I have heard a lot of complaints. There's dodge rolling, and a lot of complaints from people are that the combat revolves too much around dodge rolling. Uh, Personally, and I guess I don't know because it's recent, like not having
Dark Souls
played,
player.
yeah, Souls and whatnot. I'm like, I like this.
I love dodge
Combat's a little
rolling.
slower. It's a little more methodical because, like, for me, and I know this is literally why people love some of the ARPGs is you click a couple buttons and the whole screen is just like,
Yep.
and
I
they're like,
get
that's
yep.
the end game.
There's
Is
a little
like I just
dopamine.
yeah, and I don't not like that. But that's not as interactive for me. And so far, this combat, I was like, "Ooh, there's like a flow," and it's kind of not kind of, it's punishing. And so it's like, okay, you got to kind of kite, and you got to do that, and you got to dodge, and you got to and so I was enjoying it, but then I was hearing there are still well in the skill tree. I mean, it's hard to not get excited when you see a skill tree like that. But
Yeah.
I've heard the couple issues. One, in its current state, balance changes. They're quick on it, but and I'm not completely familiar with all of it towards the end game, but when they change a skill or something, you're not like refunded the skill perk or however much it took to invest. So it could quote unquote like brick your character where now you're so weak you're unable to do certain things to get the gold to respec or something like that. People are
Sense.
complaining about that. And also that in game in the maps, and I don't entirely I don't entirely get like the in game system. When you're going through these maps, um, the bosses towards the late game, the boss fight essentially turns into can you dodge roll this one attack? Otherwise, you get one shot. And if you do, you have to like reset the whole thing. And so too much, it's like a little too much into like you have to be X tanky, blah blah blah. So I've heard complaints from all the hardcore, but everyone I've heard, aside from Blue so far, but it's just, I mean, I haven't looked for opinions. I'm sure there are people who agree. But for the people who are just going through the acts right now before they get to NK, and they're just like, yeah, this is fun. Um, so yeah, I guess the experience and for the like veteran PoE players, um, it's a different experience right now. But yeah, I'll just say I had fun with it, and I think
That's
if I
good.
had more time right now, I'd be playing more. I don't.
They're like, "Nerd." I imagine you actually didn't play PoE 1. Well, the combat was actually way better because they didn't have the dodge roll. The dodge roll actually fundamentally changed the way the game plays, and for the worse, in my opinion.
Look at this in-game footage from PoE. This is what I liked, and then it is. It's just like they're holding W, running as fast as possible with just like I don't even think they're just and it's like
Almost like
thousands kill thousands kill thousands kill thousands kill.
it's what's the game that we played with the frogs? What's that game called again? Like that kind of genre?
Oh,
Swarm?
Entropy survivors.
No, yeah, so it's like a
Yeah, the
Uh,
yeah like bullet heavens.
yeah.
I
so
like
that's what
bullet
they
heavens.
liked? Like that's what they liked about PoE, and then this isn't like that or something?
No,
But you're
I
no,
guess so.
it's the same. It's most PoE players like PoE 2. There's some complaints and like some criticisms, but I think most PoE players like the evolution of 1 to 2 for sure. So I mean, you're gonna always have people who like are purists who are like, I don't know, man, the dodge roll kind of ruins the fundamental purity of what PoE was.
yeah.
But I think for the most part, most PoE players like to. There's everyone wants improvements. There's criticisms, but for the most part, I think a lot of people would. There's definitely some people I saw unhappy with the way the endgame worked, and a lot of people were like, "Man, I really hope they keep updating PoE 1." And like every single comment was like, "That's major cope, my guy. It's called 2 for a reason. That shit is not getting updated." Um, and then like a lot of like complaints about difficulty, which I really liked the difficulty that I was playing. Like my favorite part was the bosses, but yeah, it wasn't engaging enough to keep me there. But I mean, yeah, I you're gonna have people who are going to like want to criticize it and talk about how it could be better for sure. But I would say most people, considering how popular the game is and continues to be, most people have like really found like really latched onto it in a way that is pretty meaningful. So PoE
Well,
two players, I respect you, but man, not for me.
my closet go-to lately has been the Chubbies Everywhere pants. They're lightweight, durable, and ready to for whatever the day throws at you. Seriously. Chubbies is home to the ultra cozy comfort clothes that'll keep you warm and looking better as the weather gets progressively worse and worse. From their flannels to their warm pullovers to their cozy quarter zips, Chubby has the fall ready threads for the outdoor football games, pumpkin patch adventures, or weekend bonfire. Chubby sent me these pants and they are so comfortable. They fit nice and loose, but they're not too loose. They're not too tight. They're just right. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our listeners 20% off your order with our exclusive code using GG20 at chubbyshorts.com. Check out their website for their best deals of the year. Folks, for a limited time, our friends at Chubbies are giving our listeners 20% off with the promo code GG20 at checkout at chubbyshorts.com. That's 20% off your order with the promo code GG20. Support our show and tell them we sent you. This holiday season, gift yourself and your loved ones Chubbies.
Not for you.
Not for me.
Well, a little transition here to the video game awards that Blue kind of mentioned. Big shouts out to Astrobot. Fuck everything else, baby. Platformers are fucking back. I did not
Rob
expect
the
that.
Oracle.
That was crazy that Astrobot won Game of the
To
Year.
be fair, I don't think many did. A lot of
I
people were surprised.
I kind of saw it winning purely because um there's a lot of overlap in the genres. And so I could definitely see like something like Elden Ring and Wukong splitting their vote. So I knew for a fact Wukong and Elden Ring weren't going to win.
I,
But
I thought it was Wukong for sure.
I'm going to be honest. The only reason, I mean, I knew Wukong wasn't going to win just because for me, it's in a similar genre to Elden Ring. So splitting the vote of the people who are voting for the award for sure. Right. But um, I just didn't want Wukong to win because of the weird fucking the fan base is so not necessarily the fan base, but like the weird
Vocal commentary surrounding it.
you have
Yeah.
the weird incel minority that's like, huh, no women, masculine hot men, guys. I'm not gay. Why aren't there hot men in my game? I don't want women in my game unless they're hot and breedable. And then they're like, yeah, Wukong doesn't focus on the woke DEI garbage. And I'm like, man, this game was cool and you guys ruined it for me. Thanks, guys. That's the
Thanks
only
for
reason I
nothing.
didn't want it to win. But I figured it wasn't going to win anyway. So I definitely saw Astrobot winning for sure. I thought it was going to be Astrobot or Metaphor.
Yeah, but well, Metaphor took away a good
Like
couple
a
awards.
lot of stuff.
Um, and it's funny. I watched like a couple clips, or like I was listening to some podcast the other day, hearing people right before talk about who they were going to win. And this one thing, like they literally named, yeah, I could see blah blah. They literally named everyone except Astro. Like Astrobot, they didn't even consider. They didn't even like think about. They're like, yeah, it won't be Astrobot.
I don't know. It's like some Family
Um,
Game, man.
And yeah, so happy for Astrobot.
It's just great for the platforming genre in
W.
general. It's just awesome. That is just good, feel good game that just brings you back to what just gaming is about. Just jumping over platforms and trying to beat a level fast. Like it was sick.
Now I didn't realize
Very charming too.
how skewed the voting is.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if you know this. So like for all the awards except for Player's Choice or whatever, which is strictly, I think, community voted, there's a percentage of the vote that's from like the critics or the board or whatever. It's not just critics. There's like other people in it, but
The
like
mysterious gaming board.
yeah, what the the board or whatever, and then the community. And can you guess like the percentage?
I'd
It's like
probably say like
10% player.
I was gonna say like 70-30. Like that would be
It's
my.
90-10.
That's a little
So
too much.
yeah, at that point, it's like I don't even know if really the community would skew it ever. Like it would have to be. I guess it would help like a really tight race.
Yeah.
It maybe,
Like
but
if
yeah,
the
that's
critics were like 40% this game and like 45% this game, then like maybe if like
yeah, then maybe the
everybody voted.
community, yeah. But like 90-10,
When does the
I
community
can get
ever,
skewed a
first of
little
all,
more.
agree on anything? So
True, but I think that's also why, like, had I known that, I probably would have not been like, oh, Wukong's in the mix because of the list, Wukong was the least critically acclaimed. Like that was the only one that wasn't 90 plus. I think on like all the review sites. Um, and so yeah, knowing that it makes more sense. Um, and then yeah, just more exhausting though coming out of the Game Awards, and then more of that just like
dialogue of like
woke
she's not
stuff.
hot.
Yeah, like they made Siri ugly or this and that,
Show
and
your
like
tits.
it's just like I'm not saying like the game good. I mean
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
all I care about, but um, I
You're
get that.
normal.
Yeah, I get that. There is some hesitation uh, with some games or like Intergalactic with Naughty Dog only recently just doing remakes or part twos, um, and unsure of where they'll go from there. I I mean I like the reveal and there's like ooh big reveal, but like and I've talked about it. Just show me gameplay. Like even Borderlands 4 gameplay trailer, bro. There's like 5 seconds of gameplay.
Oh my god. And don't
They're
even
like,
get
we're
me
gonna show
started.
gameplay, and then it's like,
Yeah.
Don't
where
even
was
get
the
me started. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, dude, the graphics are such an upgrade." And I was like, "Bro, it looks like 3."
And like I think Christian has said this before. If your main thing is like the graphics look really good in this game, like it's not 2010 anymore. Like that doesn't like do anything for me. Like as a gamer,
yeah.
like it
And also
doesn't
like be
do
so for
anything.
real. It looks like 3. Be so for real. It looks like 3. There's no graphical upgrade. It looks like 3. It was oh
Yeah,
my god, the graphics are what a big upgrade. And I was like, dude,
I'm
oh,
with
I'm
you.
gonna see a skibbity toilet joke in there. They're like,
Yeah,
oh, you're not gonna get a skibbity toilet joke. Yeah, we're gonna get a skibbity toilet joke. We're gonna get a skibbity, and it's gonna be just the ones, and the skibbity eh, of a gun. I do really want to see that Hawk 2A gun though. That would be funny. But still,
I will. I will be there for no matter what though. I think it. I like
same.
the tone. I like the tone was a lot better. Like I think that's what Dado said. Tone was set right for Borderlands 4. That's really all I can really think about that. Like I saw at the
It,
Game Awards that.
I gotta say they did come out swinging with like the really really cool reveals. Um, and then, yeah, just the it was cool. I'm surprised we didn't get more Kojima. I'm surprised we didn't get the segment where Jeff on stage takes Kojima's pants off and starts
That's
sucking
always
them
my
off.
favorite segment. That's
We
like
get that
always.
every year, and I'm surprised we didn't get that.
We'll
You know,
get it. We'll
maybe
get
Super
maybe
double the
surprised.
dose next year. I'm sure.
yeah, maybe Kojima was feeling a little shy, so I get it. But yeah, it came out really strong, and then
Elden
like
Ring.
this Elden Ring Night Rain,
Oh,
which I'm really excited for, and the second half was like a lot of like a a really stunning amount of like gotcha anime games, like so many, and I was
don't
like,
get it.
I don't get it either.
I, I
But
get like they have fun, but it doesn't do anything for me.
yeah, I'm not gonna shit on their parade because they're
They
having a
just
great time.
figured out how to perfectly monetize the Gooners, and it works.
That's true. We do love gooners, and then yeah, last 30 minutes was also pretty cool. The last hour was pretty cool. Yeah, we got some more games. I was super excited to see that Okami.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah.
a lot of people are excited about that. That was one game as a kid that just missed me. It didn't have a gun in it, so I was like, why play that?
but for the most part,
CBA.
it was a really cool award show. Like I was
Yeah,
I was
1.5.
impressed with they pulled out all the big guns for the 10-year anniversary, which was
Hey,
pretty sick.
I will say this: I'm sick of the flute guy. All right, I get the flute
I
guy was
love the
like,
flute
no,
guy. You
no, because
suck.
now the show is about him, and it's not like
You
like a niche like thing.
suck.
Now he knows the camera's on him, so he's like fucking. The first time it was like he was kind of like he was really into it and just having fun. And now he's like,
Next
oh,
year
I
he's gonna
know
have
the
to.
camera's on me, and like fucking. And then he goes on Twitter and he's like, this is what I was playing. It's like, just play your fucking instrument, man. No, you don't see anybody else, the cello player over there, fucking doing anything. I got triggered by that.
Next year he's gonna have to eat the whole flute and then
Yeah,
pull
that's what
another
I
one out
mean.
of
Like,
his pocket and start
what's this
playing
guy
that.
doing next year? Like, I get it. Like, you like to play your instruments and you put a lot of thing into it. It was cool because the first year was very organic. This year, you could tell they were like,
Someone
like-
off stage was like, "Dude,
it's just
yeah,
like, oh my
swallow-
god.
yeah,
Like, I remember
swallow
this
it,
guy.
Swallow it."
Fucking first chair, bro. Like, we get it. Okay, I want to touch on this real quick. You guys, whatever you're doing today, cancel it. Okay.
Okay.
Whatever you were doing today, cancel it and go buy a ticket to the newest Sonic movie. Okay.
Oh,
I've heard
that good, huh?
Bro,
crazy
okay.
things.
As a Sonic fan, okay, like as a kid who grew up playing Sonic, it's like the perfect like Sonic movie.
Yeah.
It has everything you could want as a Sonic fan. It could have everything you want as just like a video game fan. Like if you're super into Sonic, like I was and like I am, there's like little Easter eggs in it. Like everything is just so well thought out. Like it's so fun. Like first, like that, and that's it. Like the movie's just fun. Like it's just lighthearted. It's just so good. Like it was everything I wanted in this movie and more. I took my 6-year-old nephew to see it, and the whole time I was thinking, I wish I was his age getting to
Yeah.
like I wish I was his age getting to see this and like because like when I was his age, oh man, like I would have done anything to have like a Sonic movie like this. So and like he loved it too. And like I was like, I loved it more. And he's like, no, I did. I liked it even more, dude. I was like,
no,
you,
I fucking love.
Whoa.
I
was like-
he started throwing hands.
well,
He
that's the
started
kind of
fighting.
thing. Like, I don't talk to my here's the thing about robbing kids, okay? I don't pander to kids. Like people go, do you like the movie? Was the movie good? I hate that shit. Kids
Yeah, I'm
like
not into that woke DEI
I talk to
garbage.
to
I'm gonna
kids
tell you
like
that shit sucks.
I talk to kids like they're adults. Did you like the movie? He goes, yeah. I go, what would you like about it? And then he lists what I like about it. I was like, well, I like this about it more. And I was like, but you're a kid, so like you don't play a
But you're
ton of the game,
wrong.
so you don't understand like the Easter eggs and all that. He's like, no, I get the Easter eggs. I was like, okay, explain to me some of the Easter eggs. Then he just like waffles, like
Bryce
So-
Wolfwood.
yeah. So like that's the thing to me. Like I talk to kids like they're adults, and like so I was talking to him. I was like, so what'd you think of the movie? He's like, it was so cool, and like talking about like all like these like this. It was just awesome. So like Christian, go do yourself a favor and go see Sonic today by yourself. I honestly okay, and get this. Sydney came with us. Sydney has not seen the first two, okay? And she just saw the third one and she loved it. And she's like, I was not expecting to like it as much as I did, and I really liked it. So
Well, that's what
go ahead.
has been surprising so far is it's actually at least last I looked the highest rated of the trilogy, which is pretty rare. And then they also announced the fourth one will be coming out in 3 years, 2.5, 2027.
What are they
Um,
gonna do?
Oh, I mean, it's pretty clear when you finish the movie.
Okay,
Yeah,
I guess I'll see.
it's pretty clear. But
All right.
like I said, like if I had a like this would be like almost a perfect score. It's probably a perfect score in the terms of like a video game cartoon type beat movie like Mario's. Like I think in terms of like those, it's like a perfect 10. Like as a Sonic fan, I loved it. It had everything. I was never bored. It was funny. It was charming. It gave
it filed my taxes.
it gave Sonic fans what they wanted. It gave like normal fans like just
OnlyFans.
It's
the
so
whole
good. And then,
thing.
like-
it redid my car registration
it's
for me.
so good.
It sat in the drive-through line.
It's awesome.
It did my Christmas present shopping for me.
Mhm.
Like,
It changed my oil. It's just a fantastic like love letter to Sonic fans, and it fucking just pisses me off that we do not have something that's like Halo for this, or like other like it just.
What? You guys literally have the Master Chief series with Master Cheeks and his big fat ass on screen. What better love letter than you could imagine?
Well, and then
Yeah, we
like
love
I,
that.
literally, I thought about that while I was watching the movie. I was like, man, it's so good to be a Sonic fan, and then in the same breath, I went, man, it sucks to be a Halo fan.
And
Like,
in the same breath, you were thinking about Pablo Schreiber's cheeks. You were like,
yeah,
"We
it was
got,
just like, oh
we
man,
got."
like just makes me
Fist
think of
pump to
like
the we got that.
because like I was like, man, just what a Halo movie could be, or just like a Halo series, just something like good with Halo, like what it could be. It's just everything that was great about Sonic is awesome, and I can't like rave about it enough. Like if you,
It is crazy to see like how much love and really part of like the video game movies are good Renaissance Sonic was
I mean,
because
go ahead.
I mean I would have never thought that Sonic would have been a part of that legacy of like wow like hey video game movies can be pretty good and then
Well, I
like
mean,
this big love letter to the fans the biggest video game love letter of a video game trilogy for any fan base for sure like not even close.
and like I love Knuckles, dude. Like I need to watch the Knuckles series because like he's such a cool character and such a fun character. Like Idris Alba plays him like
How
um
was how was Keanu?
he's good, dude. I don't think I would have chosen Keanu originally. Because like
You
I
sucked,
hear
you sucked, you sucked. Rob sucked, you
nah,
sucked.
he didn't suck. But like he plays Shadow pretty well. Like he does like
Yeah.
all the right things. Like I wouldn't say it was great by any means. Like I think Ben Schwartz and like Idris Alba like steal the show with their characters and how they play like Sonic and Knuckles.
How
Um,
was Jim Carrey?
he's great. Like he was awesome. And then like that was one of the things Sydney said. And my dad, like I called my dad and I was like, because I was talking to him about the hack and stuff. He's all like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm actually gonna go see Sonic." And he goes, "I want to see that." And I said, "Why the hell do you want to see Sonic?" He goes, "Well, Jim Carrey's in it." And my dad is like one of the biggest Jim Carrey fans there is. So
It is also so crazy that we have somehow Sonic would also happen to be the series that Jim Carrey came back for not one, not two, but three movies, and he never does that.
And he's
yeah,
and he's also just not doing anything else. He's like,
It's like yeah.
I'll come back for this. My kids want me to, but otherwise,
It's crazy how the stars aligned for this series in such a perfect way. I would have never expected from a Sonic
well, and
movie.
then especially like from where Sonic started. Remember like the first
100%.
trailer?
Yeah.
I want to see Sonic one. I want to see that cut. I want to see the cut with this.
Show me the Snyder cut.
Yeah, show me the ugly hedgehog cut and then show me the ugly shadow. Like show me what shadow would have looked like as that Sonic. Like that's the movie I want to see now. Like
but see, I don't think we would have gotten here had that been the case. Like I don't know if they would have ever even gotten to the uh shadow design part. Um, but I mean, it's good to hear that it's
so you
seemingly
gonna go see it today?
going well.
Go see it right now, dude.
Either, uh, either today or tomorrow. I want to.
I
mean,
think
I
I
also
think
just
Claire
haven't
would
been to
really
theaters in a
enjoy it as
while.
well if she ends up wanting to go and see
She doesn't want to see it enough to go to the movies.
oh, okay.
She'll eventually see it. Well, that's clear. It's like there's a lot of movies. She's like, yeah, I'll see it at home.
Have you seen the first two?
Yeah,
Okay.
saw those in theaters.
Did you like them?
Yeah, another fun.
This one is like when people say like, "Oh, this one's actually the best." Like it really is. It's awesome. It's a great movie. And I'm just excited like
I
where this
trust you.
is where the series is going.
The cinematic Sonic universe.
Oh, like
That's guess.
well, like with me and my like nephew were talking before the movie. I was like, I'd be surprised if we see this. Like, there's no way they're gonna like do this. Like, and then I came out of there like Drake and Josh, like when they see that movie and they're like that's how like I felt like walking out of that. Like,
Oh my
I was like, I can't
God.
believe they did this. I can't believe they showed that. I can't believe they did that. That was so cool that they did this. This was cool that like they paid homage to this. Like it's just like the perfect love letter to Sonic fans. Like I could only imagine what fucking Sammy's like. Thank God Sammy's not in my fucking theater. I could only imagine.
He's like, "Oh my god,
Yeah,
dude!"
thankfully, like it was just like 6 and 7-year-olds in my theater, so like a 6-year-old like going Sonic, like I get that, like that's because like I'm at a kids movie, so like kids were acting the fool, but thankfully no adults were acting the fool. I was acting the
Yay,
fool
Sonic!
inside.
Yay!
Yeah, it was cute though. There was like a kid there like in a Sonic costume and stuff, and it was so like I don't know if you guys hang out around 6-year-olds a lot, okay? Um,
No.
I'm not Drake.
so, so um
They not like
we
us.
so like they were like getting like candy and stuff, and my nephew goes like well, Sydney's like, what would you like you can have anything you'd like, and he goes, I want Takis, like I love Takis. I literally went no. I went no, and she went, well, he eats them all the time, like he'll be fine. I went no, he's gonna get, I was like, his mouth is gonna get hot, and then we gotta get him a drink, and then the drink is gonna like spill, like I'm like no. I was like, you get like I was like, we're getting popcorn. And then like I just get the popcorn, but then I get like the Sonic bucket. So like my nephew gets the Sonic bucket where it's like Sonic holding a bucket and like you get to eat like
Oh, I
popcorn with
saw that in
Sonic.
the yeah.
Yeah. So I was cool unk and got that. And then Sydney's like, can we, and then like she's like, I convinced him that like these are really good and like he wants them now. And they're the nerd clusters. Okay.
Ah.
And we're supposed to like be sharing the nerd clusters. Let me tell you this. 20 minutes into the
Bros and
movie,
sharing.
bro is like you just hear crinkle, 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 because bro is trying to
your
get
own,
the
man.
the nerds that are like the stray nerds because he's already eaten all the clusters. So I drop off my
That
nephew, and he's like holding the Sonic thing. He's like, "Look, I'm Sonic," and just like running around their apartment. I went, "All right, see you guys." Like,
Have fun.
here's my thing with my nephews. Okay, I love my nephews. Okay, they're awesome. They're good kids. Okay, you guys want to know my favorite place to take my nephews? Back to their parents' place. That's my favorite
Shit.
place.
I don't
That's
know
my
why I knew that was coming.
that's my favorite place to take my nephews is back home. Okay. They're awesome to hang out with. Kids are sick, but man, let me tell you, there is nothing like going, all right.
That was fun.
All right. I gave him a whole thing of nerds, even though we didn't mean to. All right, figure it out.
That's what I always hear about like grandparents too. Like you've already raised kids, you know it's like now you just get to enjoy the part of them being kids and then you can do that and then hand it back off.
Yeah. That's why like I
And
like
have
being
fun.
that's why I like being Unc, because like I get to do like some like niche kind of fun things with them. And then I get to just, all right, you guys handle the bedtime and all the other kind of fun stuff. That is not that I want to deal with.
You don't have to worry
So
about the consequences of your actions.
yeah. So all in all, great movie. My 6-year-old nephew loved it. My 30-year-old wife loved it, who knows very little about Sonic other than like like the Sega games back in the day. Like not much lore or anything like that. Great movie, and I just hope like this elevates like high tides lift other ships or whatever. I just hope this like lifts up like Assassin's Creed or something like that, or Halo. Like let's maybe a Killzone video game or a movie. Blue, like just
That's Major Coat, my guy.
maybe like Wolfenstein. Like maybe we see a Wolfenstein movie.
Oh, child, Wolfenstein.
Just something that like I think it's good for video games. Like I hope, I mean it probably won't be. I hope I get some sort of Oscar nod. I don't know if it ever will, but I think they should. And that's what I don't like about the Oscars anymore, because it's all like, oh, this movie is so interpreted, like is so beautiful, and like wow, it's like so artsy fartsy. Like nah, bro, just throw Sonic 3 into the Best Picture nods. All right, sure, it may not win,
Give it its due.
but it should be like in there. Great movie. Please go see it and please go support it. Because I'm sure if you're a Sonic fan, you will. But if you're not a Sonic fan and you're like, oh, I only played like the Sega games, but I haven't seen the first two, see the first two and then go see the third. It's
If you're
awesome.
not a Sonic fan, grow up, get it together.
If you're
What are you
not a
doing?
Sonic fan, I kind of get it, because the Sonic games that kind of have come out recently are kind of shitty. So, is there anything else we
I
want
really
to touch
played it.
on before we do like a couple Q&A questions? All right, perfect.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
All right, we'll do
Unfortunately.
these really quick. Gotta go, Blue, or
Oh,
something?
okay. Yeah,
Okay,
I
we'll
do.
do.
So we could shotgun these.
Okay, yeah. One lax says for every one rat in your house, each pays 1% of rent and utilities. How many would you let in? If you are killed, they are replaced overnight. They won't harm you guys.
Uh,
They or your pets because they are literally just chill guys.
Just
yeah, rats are pretty chill guys. I would let all of them in because
100?
I actually think I find rats are cute.
mm,
You hate what?
I
uh,
mean,
It was 1%,
I don't
right?
hate rats, but I don't like them.
One per each one does 1%. I could easily take care of 10 rats and get them like a proper, proper
See,
habitat.
but like 10 is not worth it to me. Like 10
What?
like
What?
10% of my bills and utilities, like or rent and utilities. Okay, so like
10%? Yeah, because then I would kind of be paying for rat food and
okay,
rat
wait, are we
habitat
talking
and
like the 50% that I pay? So like, or is it like the whole thing? Because like 10% is like $200. So like, all right, like, but like, see, like for me, like I would take 80 of them. Okay, we have 80 rats. Okay, that's 80% of my bills and utilities, and like, and then if I like stick them in the basement in like like make them a little closet area, like where like it's a rat heaven. They never have to come upstairs in the living room. They have everything they
rat heaven.
need in like the utility closet where all like the heater is and all that kind of stuff. And I make it fun in there for them. And like I'm like, this is where your guys' utilities going. Like I make it nice in there for them. I would say I'd take about 80%.
I mm, well, I'm also with Blue here. There's logistics, like,
Yeah.
okay, but like, are you feeding them or taking care of them or having to clean? Because like, well, then that's like, how much does that offset? Not to mention, yeah, it's probably just give me the creepy crawlies just hearing them. I mean, if they're chill, whatever, but like, just hearing all the probably get to me. So it would it would probably be more on the more conservative if I were to do some. I wouldn't go full. I'd go like 10, maybe 20. That's still a lot. 10 to 20 more than I would want. But if they're chill, they're little
That's
chill
what I mean.
guys, and like
Chill
they're
guys.
behaving and maybe maybe there's like buds and they're vibing.
Maybe they're just homies.
That's fine. You know what? If that's even the case, I'll make like a little parkour course for them,
That's
Like
what I mean. Like make it fun
Oh
for them.
no,
if they're chill guys.
Guys, the rats,
Oh no,
the rats,
No,
they're
the
I
hacking
rats.
got
blue.
the blue.
Don't do it. It was a mistake, guys. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. Don't accept any rats. The rats are gonna.
Oh well,
On second thought, I'm going with 0 rats.
0 rats. All right, we'll do last question here because I don't understand it. This is from October 17th, so this might have some context. I don't know. Mr. Fruit, how is your hedgehog?
This was from when?
October 17th, 2024. From Winter's Cloud.
Um,
Was there some sort of hedgehog joke going then? Or like did you have a hedgehog or
uh, yeah, that we got rid of 6.5 years ago.
you had a hedgehog 6.5 years ago?
Yeah, his name was Knuckles.
I don't remember that. I had no idea that you had a hedgehog.
We got them before the puppies.
Them?
It was him, the
Oh, okay.
hedgehog.
Well, the them would imply more than one.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
Well, I
you
guess
got
yeah. It was just one. We got him. I want to say early 2017 or something. Claire wanted him, and that was before uh we had set upon getting a puppy. And once we got the dogs, um, we were gonna like try and move, and also the we had to keep the hedgehog away because the puppies didn't like him, and then the hedgehog was getting anxious. So yeah, we realized like we just can't give it the attention
life
and
it
care.
needs.
Yeah, it deserves. So We found somebody willing and then just gave it to him for free. But we didn't start with that.
Interesting.
We looked for somebody responsible first because, like, if you were just be like, "Hey, here's a free Hedgehog," you have no idea who's going to pick it up.
True.
So we made sure it was going to the right home. But yeah, we only had Knuckles for, I want to say, 4 to 5 months. I was really tiny window in there.
I was
But
gonna
they
say
were cute
I
and
do not remember that.
soft little bellies. They do, like, they sit on their thing and then they'll perch and then you just little cuties.
Well, that'll do it for the GG Over Easy podcast. Sorry that Blue got ran over by a bunch of rats at the end of there, but they paid 100% of his utility, so it's probably worth it.
Yeah, so you might not be that upset.
We'll be back next week for something kind of fun. I'm gonna give you and Blue some homework going into the next episode. We're gonna do the GG Over Easy Awards. Okay, we're gonna get your favorite shows, your favorite pieces of media, all that kind of stuff, and we're gonna have you guys tell us. And Mr. Fruit and Blue are gonna give you guys some answers to their favorite things over the course of the year. I'm gonna give them some questions. Maybe you guys might have some nominations or some ideas as well. I'm gonna be putting that in the Patreon Discord. So thank you guys all for
you'll
listening.
need to.
Yeah, I'm a
How'd you give
crowdsource.
me them before though?
Yeah, oh,
Also.
trust me. Yeah.
So if you ask me during the show, I'm gonna be like,
No, I'll have it before, so you'll have some
Okay.
time to think about it and look through them. So thank you guys all for listening and hanging out. We will be back next week for the GG Over Easy Award Show.
See you then. Let me get that over to you before I forget.